Good morning, Devils fans. Hope you had a great holiday yesterday, and hopefully, unlike me, most of you have today off. But I wanted to take this opportunity today, given that it is the final day of Christmas break for the NHL, as they had off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and now the day after Christmas. We start back up with games tomorrow, and obviously be doing my previews and reactions and stuff from there. But we are just over 30 games into the season. We got 50 games left to go. Should be a pretty decent point to check in with how the team is doing, how we're trending, how the NHL is trending. And again, just kind of ease your minds, hopefully, a little bit of where we could see the team projecting from this point out, especially now that we've had a decent stretch of games of what the roster will likely be, at least for the next stretch, unless a trade comes through or anything like that. Forward group has been healthy. We got a bit of a Timo resurgence in the past couple games. We know Dougie is very likely to be out for the season, so our defense is what it is, unless a trade with, say, the Flames is to occur. But again, this should give us a good idea of not looking at too much noise from earlier in the season, especially the long stretches without Jack, Nico, Timo, etc. Instead, looking at the team while it's been mostly healthy, regardless of, was it playing super well, super poorly, or whatever. What I did was track the stats from the day after Thanksgiving through now. So from the day after Thanksgiving through the day after Christmas, where have the Devils played in relation to the rest of the NHL? Well, the most important thing, obviously, is the actual standings. So I'm going to start there. Throughout the entire NHL, we have been 13th best in points percentage. So, wins, losses, overtime losses, loser points, all that stuff. Wherever we place, 13th in the entire NHL. Not terrible, but not that great either. Fourth best in the Metro alone. Also not that great. Now, a top three, you can live with that. Fourth can be a little frustrating because that could mean, maybe you are in a wild card position, which by points percentage we currently are. So if the season were to end right now because another pandemic hit or whatever, we would be a wild card team. We would be in the playoffs by the NHL's own rules. But technically, by actual points, we are on the outside looking in right now. The three teams to have gotten a better points percentage than us since Thanksgiving are the New York Islanders, the Philadelphia Flyers, and then the New York Rangers. Not too surprising, the three teams that are the top three in the Metro. That does obviously mean we have a better points percentage than the Penguins, the Capitals, Lightning, Canes, and Red Wings. I kept the Lightning and Red Wings in there because they're probably the two most likely teams, besides those other Metro teams, that will be fighting for wild card spots. So if things were to keep trending along this path as they have over the last month, we would be in the wild card position, but would not break top three in the Metro. My personal prediction is the Flyers and Islanders are likely to fall off. They both have been feasting a bit, Islanders for sure, on loser points. And that's just very hard to keep sustaining over another 50 games. Again, we're not even halfway through the season yet. But they've kind of built themselves up a decent buffer. But again, the East is insanely close. That even these teams could fall out of a playoff picture. Unlike the West, where if you're top three right now in your division out West, you're pretty likely locked in, given the wide gap from there to their wild card outside looking in teams. Okay, let's go into the actual on ice stats. I'm going to start off with 5-on-5, as most of the game is played 5-on-5. Is the most important part of hockey for the most part. Few teams can have few exceptions there, but if you're doing well in these areas, this is what truly matters. Now, while it is a very good sample size of games, some teams have played a lot more than others, so I did parse these down as a per 60 basis to kind of even out the playing field. So at 5-on-5 per 60, since after Thanksgiving, we are top three in the entire NHL in raw goals scored, high danger shooting percentage, and shooting percentage as a whole. So that tells you the offense has picked up. We are doing quite well at actual scoring of goals, and that is in part due to the fact that we are on a bit of a shooting percentage bender. I think we're actually second in the entire NHL in shooting percentage, behind only the Vancouver Canucks, third in high danger shooting percentage, and then I think we are second in actual goals. Now, that's not to say that we are just living on a shooting percentage bender by any means, but it is definitely helping. We are also top 5 in raw Corsi and Fenwick, so we are getting pucks towards and on net through blocks and all of that. As far as actual raw shots, we are top 10. I think we're actually like 6th or 7th in most of these, but I didn't want to parse through all of that and make my note sheet insane. So top 10 in shots, shots for percentage, goals percentage, expected goals for percentage, scoring chances for percentage, and then high danger chances for percentage. So obviously some of the biggest things there is these are a lot of the offensive ones. Now the goals percentage means we are top 3 in goals. Obviously we're not top 10 or top 5 in goals against in those categories, but we are outscoring the goals problem, at least to put us top 10 in a percentage basis there. Same thing goes for scoring chances for, high danger chances for, all that stuff. We do give up a decent amount, but we are far outweighing that with the offensive production we are putting up, putting us in the top of these categories here. Now, obviously, the entire game is not just played at 5-on-5. So, what about the power play? Again, since Thanksgiving per 60. We are the top team in the entire NHL for Corsi for percentage and scoring chances for percentage. If you watch my videos and most of my previews, scoring chances is actually what I consider, if you wanted to pick a single stat to pick out to grade how a power play or penalty kill is doing, in my personal opinion, scoring chances is the one to go with, whether they're low, medium, or high danger. Obviously, high danger is the best, but it doesn't tell the whole story. In my opinion, just scoring chances as a whole. And we are number 1 in the entire NHL in that category. We are also top 3 in just raw shots for percentage, as well as high danger chances for percentage. Now, that does take into account how many odd man chances or shorthanded chances going against the other way. So I do care a bit more just about the for opportunity here, not the percentage opportunity. But those things still do matter. You don't want to be giving up shorthanded chances, high danger chances, shorthanded, or shorthanded goals or anything like that either, obviously. But just grading out, like I said, scoring chances for, top in the NHL there. We're also top 5 in Fenwick, so getting through those block shots, as well as expected goals for percentage. Also top 10 in high danger chances for. So scoring chances for as a whole, number 1. Top 10, I think we were 7th again. For high danger itself, meaning we definitely stack up the medium danger chances. We know having Jack Hughes, he is the absolute merchant of medium danger chances, and then obviously low danger throw in there as well. Thing I want to throw out here for why you might not feel like the power play has been this good. Well, we are bottom 3 in shooting percentage. So we're generating all these chances, we're getting stuff to the net, lots of great puck movement, yada, yada, yada. Low finishing. And that's how it goes. All right, what's the other half of that? How about our penalty kill? Well, I said this going into the Red Wings game looking at December. This is technically since Thanksgiving, but our penalty kill has been quite good. Top 10 in Corsi against. We're also top 10 in Fenwick against, meaning, we are blocking some shots, but not as many. Shots against, just raw shots, top 10. Top 10 in expected goals against, scoring chances against, high danger chances against. So that's all really good stuff to be top 10 in. We're 13th in raw goals against, so slightly below where our analytics would have it. 18th in high danger goals against, 7th worst in high danger save percentage, and then 20th in the NHL in save percentage on the penalty kill. So while the goalies have definitely had moments of being really good and helping the penalty kill out, in my opinion, very specifically Vitek in the most recent game, they still haven't been carrying their full weight here. It's really been the defenders out there preventing chances very, very well, and the goalies somewhat doing what they are there to do. But that really covers it. Again, that goes over 5-on-5, power play, and penalty kill. You can kind of wrap that up in a whole package. Yes, the points percentage as a whole has not been the best, but I do feel like we have been ramping up more of late, especially if Timo is back in action now. That will really, really make a world of difference. But do with that what you will. To me, those are all encouraging signs. We are not absolute world beaters by any means. Like last year, we were basically top 3 in every analytical stat there was. But we are more than sufficient enough in more than enough categories that we should continue on a upwards trend and be securely in a playoff spot, I would assume by January's end. So let's see how that goes. We got a nice game tomorrow. Should be a good one, hopefully. But we'll preview that come the morning. So I will see you guys tomorrow as always and forever. Let's go.